Hello, welcome to 2024. Very excited to have you all along for this ride, for the ups and right now that you do not know, the downs. And we will get there when we get there because I have a ton of content I need to edit and get out. And so today I'm going to focus on my last two events in 2023. We're going to do a lot more coffee with Cooper in 2024. Really looking forward to that. I have it on good authority. We're going to get the Stake King CEO on here on this channel to talk about staking. And hopefully it's going to be a great 2024. I'm going to come out with a goals video of what I want to do in this year. And I'll give you a sneak peek. Probably the biggest goal, more of an aspiration, a hope, a dream that I would love to do is get on a streamed game. So if anyone knows a streamed game or has an invite they want to send my way, let me know. I'll do everything I can to try to make it work. Unfortunately, I'd have to be playing 1025 and under, 1020 and under. So nothing really big because those would be big games for me. Anyway, let's hop into the end of my Vegas trip in 2023, right after winning at the MGM, and then my last event after I came home at Thunder Valley. If you like pain, stay tuned through the end. I am back at Resorts World for the small $200 buy-in, 10,000 guaranteed tournament. The guarantee always seems to hit 25K and up, and the structure and atmosphere is really amazing. So I fire again while I'm still here in Vegas. A few levels have gone by and the blinds are currently 200, 400, 400. There's an early position raise to 1K. I'm in the small blind with a suited ace. At these stack depths, there's a lot of incentive to play suited aces, even out of position, as I can make the nut flush and get stacks in. I call the raise and go heads up to a flop. The flop is as good as it gets when I flop 2 pair on an ace 7-4 board. I check and flow, looking to check raise, but unfortunately the villain checks back. The turn is a 2 of clubs. Though the wheel straight comes in, our villain should never have 3-5 here, but I can't let another free card come out, so I lead for 1K. Fortunately, the villain calls. The river is horrible, brings in the flush. I'm not worried about straights here. I'm more fearful of royal suited connected cards who checked the flop for pot control, float the turn, and got there on the river. However, there are tons of pocket pairs with a spade or other ace-X holdings that will call a river bet. The plan is to lead and fold to a huge raise. I bet for 5K, villain thinks it over and decides to fold. Nothing really interesting happens for quite some time. I do bluff off the profit I just made in the previous hand. However, in the 2 hands following that, I snap off an all-in with pocket aces, and then I snap off another all-in when I flop a flush. So that's gonna take us to basically the dinner break. There is no official dinner break, but you do get some time away from the table. Instead of 15 minutes, you get 30 minutes. I take my breaks pretty seriously. I enjoy dinner breaks. I enjoy time away from the tables. I have my buddy Derek with me, and I'm able to go for a walk outside, get some steps in. We usually find a set of stairs and get a little exercise in. I am relatively short stacked this deep in the event, and I'm going to find a really nice double up, winning a flip with queen high against ace high here. And now I have some chips to play with. With chips to play with now, I'm a little dangerous. Blinds are all the way up to 1K, 2K, 2K, and it's time for some blind on blind violence. I'm in the big blind. Action folds to the small blind, who only min raises it. I've got 8-7 offsuit, which is definitely good enough to defend and play in position. Flop comes 2, Jack, 10. I've got a gutter to the 9 for the bottom half of the straight. So I block some strong hands like 9-8, 9-7, 10-8, 10-7. And to continue the funkiness of this hand, small blind leads for 1 big blind. Can't fold just yet. I want to reevaluate on the turn, so I call. The turn is a king. I think the small blind c-betting 100% of his range on the flop and shutting down most turns. So when he checks to me, I'm looking to buy this pot. I lead for 6K. If we're playing online, I'd probably just shut down on the river because I try to buy it on the turn and I'm happy with shutting it down on the river most of the time. However, since I'm playing live, I can see for whatever reason, The small blind is just disgusted with himself for calling on the turn. So if he checks to me, I'm going to blast the river. The river comes the 2 of diamonds, which is a great card for me because I can have any random 2 in my hand that just turned trips, as well as any random 2 pair who just rivered a boat. So when the small blind checks to me, I land on 12K for the river size for all the above reasons, and I think that this is a really underbluffed spot. I lead, small blind snap folds, and I get away with murder. After that hand, I get moved to a new table because of a redraw, final 3 tables. End up picking up a straight flush, get super paid for it, get down to the final 2 tables. My phone dies, both my battery packs die, the cable to plug my phone in ends up breaking. I have a vlogger's nightmare. I can tell you though, I got down to the final 12. They are paying 9 places. Pocket 8s lose to pocket queens. GG's. I am done with Vegas, ready to go home, back to California. As I'm editing, I realize I forgot to put in here, again, because my phone's dead and everything else is dead, I didn't record it. But I ran back over to MGM, final tabled, another event, and end up getting paid there. No footage. Naturally, MGM does not allow you to record, but it doesn't matter. All my stuff was dead anyway. So I did get one more cash in at MGM before the year ended. Good morning, internet. I'm up early. I figured, hey, let me go do my thing with the chips and the cards and go play some tournament poker over at Thunder Valley. I do have a bone to pick because the events that I'm going to go play don't go on your Hendon Mob on your record. And I'll be frank, one of the main reasons I even play is to see how much I've won and have it be public because I think it's kind of cool. I had to cut my Vegas trip a little short because of just pure exhaustion. I was extremely tired. I'd been gone for 2 weeks, and so I had to refund some backers on State Kings, and then I was gonna make a trip out to Reno, a day trip. I was gonna drive up for the day, go to a Starbucks, connect to WSOP online, and fire in a ring event, but my plans changed last minute. Had to refund some backers there. So I wanted to say I appreciate everyone who is attempting to back me, but I'm not letting you because my plans are changing. So wish me luck. I'll see you guys on the felt. All right, I've been trying to find some shade because it's so bright I can't even open my eyes. I haven't recorded the first couple levels because I figured those are usually the more boring parts of the event and I was gonna hop in after the first break. But man, did we miss a ton of hands. It's been real swingy. You start with 20,000, up to 30,000, down to 10,000, back up to 30,000. And I'm basically at starting stack right now. So we'll see how it goes. We're gonna hop right back into it. Pretty wild. It's been really, 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 really wild. Okay, camera's on. Ready to record some hands, and boy is this one a doozy. Blinds are 300, 600, 600. I have king, queen in middle position and raise it up to 1400. The button, small blind, and big blind call, so we're going 4 ways to a flop. The flop is pretty good, all things considered. Queen high with 2 hearts. I need to thin the field here a little bit, so when it's checked to me, I make it 1600. You don't need to go big in multi-way pots, so a small bet can be just as effective. The button and small blind both call. Now 3 ways to the turn, which is another heart. I don't have a heart, so I don't want to balloon this pot by firing again. So this street's gonna check around. The river pairs the board and brings in another heart. I'm happy to go to showdown with my top pair. Small blind checks, I check, but the button has other ideas. He leads for a good amount. The small blind folds and action is on me. In big pots that I really need to think over, I'll talk out loud, so long as I'm closing the action. Kind of like if you've ever had a text-to-speech read you a paper of yours that you need to listen for your thoughts back to you. So let's listen in on my thoughts live. I mean, you have to have a heart. Why hold on here to check it back multi-way, get the money in? I'm confused. You have a heart, small heart. You're good. I just had a 3. The players were doing a lot of really weird stuff that I'm gonna go over here in a second, and so I just found myself kind of spinning. They were bluffing all the time. And then every time I called, they seemed to have it. And every time I bluffed, they seemed to have it. So I kind of punted away a lot of my chips. All right, I'm going on a walk to D-Tilt. We're on the last break. Registration's closed. I have starting stack 20K. I don't get it. Definitely not playing against skill players. And there's so many hands I didn't hit record on, which is going to be hard to explain on this video here, but so many hands where it's like 3-bet, 4-bet pot. I'll have like aces, kings, queens, flop, top set, and we'll get to the river after going like pot, and then potting it on the river, where I basically just have the second nuts, and then the first nuts would be like 8-5, and there's only one suited combo left of 8-5 in a 4-bet pot, and they have it. It's insane. Jack 2 was the nuts on one of them. 7-4 was the nuts, and then someone had it in a 3-bet pot. We've had a lot of players bet out a turn. A lot of people say you're not allowed to raise me and like call floor over. Weird, which makes the game kind of hard to play. It's pretty frustrating. Not having a ton of fun, but there is a gentleman next to me who's been a pleasure to talk to. Okay, I'm going back in. Here it is, exactly 20,000 on the nose, and there is a player who max late reg on my left. He jams it all in. We wish him luck. It's his very first hand. I look down at pocket fours. Of course, I'm snapping this off because he is jamming almost any two because the blinds are getting so high, and he's got pocket jacks. Pocket jacks are going to hold. GG's. My tournament is over. Thanks for hanging through to the end. I appreciate all the view time. I appreciate you guys even clicking on the video. Tell your friends, families, boyfriends, girlfriends, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, moms, dad to subscribe to the channel. Really looking at growing this. We're actually pretty close to monetizing it. So once we get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, we'll be able to try to see if YouTube wants to throw some money our way. I'll tell you what, I actually plan on taking 100% of the YouTube revenue and just using it to play more events, bigger events, and doing better content for the channel anyway. So it's just gonna be 100% reinvested into the channel, but we got to get there first, and it is a long ways away. Expect a lot of shorts in 2024 to grow the subscribers, a lot more videos, hopefully some cool caches. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I am on a bit of a downswing for 2024 already. I think I'm 0-7 in bullets, and you guys are gonna watch along in my next videos as I struggle to become profitable in January. And I am starting a new job actually in LA. Getting content's gonna become a lot more difficult, but I'm excited to have all of you there for the support while I try to grow this channel. Make sure you please hit that like button, the subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.